Hi, it's James Harrison here to talk about the next daily drumming influence revisited. Originally posted in 2012. A lot of people are probably going to question this or not understand it. It's not a drummer today, it is Modern Drummer magazine. Now, Modern Drummer was a huge influence to me because in the era that it came out, it opened up not only my world, but a lot of drummers' worlds into everything outside of the small areas that they were. And took you beyond what you saw on television. You would see interviews with famous drummers. You would see what they used, what gear they used, how they tuned. They had questions and answers in there. They had columns where people would break down things. Deborah Garibaldi had one for years about funk drumming. They had a board of advisors that would send in all kinds of material, and they usually had three big I guess I would say interviews, a cover person, and then a couple of other interviews in each magazine. And obviously, the cover person was usually somebody who would help sell the magazine, somebody semi-famous. But the other drummers might be people you didn't know. And one of the ones that was influential on me was a drummer named John Dietrich from Restless Heart. I didn't know the background of him, and that magazine was eye-opening in a lot of ways. And who knew that a drummer for this country band had this jazz background, studying from Ed Shaughnessy and going to North Texas. And now, of course, a lot of drummers that are out there in the country world have that background. They also had a thing of up and coming, and you'd start to learn about different things. They had sections in the back with ads. I ordered some drum shells from I think it was called the Modern Drum Shop of New York or something, and I ordered some shells to stain to match a kit that I had. You'd see ads for books, things that you didn't see in sometimes your local areas or local music stores. Now, this is way before the internet, and way before any kind of social media. Now, so what I was saying is Modern Drummer in that era, and for a long time was a huge influence and a huge factor in the drumming world on moving the needle for a lot of people. No disrespect to Modern Drummer anymore. They still put out some content. They still put out some great packages and stuff like that. But the social presence is much less than what it used to be because of social media taking over. And I think that's true of basically any magazine. If you've ever subscribed to magazines in the past, nobody really does it anymore. At least unless they're older and they want to continue that. Most magazines are a shell of what they used to be. They're trying to become more relevant or prevalent on social media. But it's a huge battle. But in that era, that Modern Drummer came out and was growing. I first saw it in a music store. Then every month I couldn't wait to buy it. Then finally I put my check in the mail and got my subscription and continued it for years and everything. And so I donated all the magazines at one point to Boise State. I left them there for them to do what they wanted to do with them. Because I always thought they were great reference points. Now, again, nobody really flips through the pages like they used to. I did keep a few of them because I really wanted them. But, for me and for a long time, it was such a huge influence because it was like a reference book for me. It was like a entertainment magazine like People or something like that where I learned things. It was like a dictionary where I would learn terms and things about drumming that I didn't know before. And of course, it was like a biography book of reading about different things. And then, of course, it was like a auto mechanics book, but it was about drumming stuff, drumming mechanics, and it could be about gear. And of course, you saw all the ads from all the companies and all the new stuff they had. Again, at the time, you didn't have access to that, so Modern Drummer was just a tremendous, tremendous influence on me for a huge part of my life, and my drumming life especially. And I think it was that case for everybody. So when I say it's not a drummer for the day, it's not. It's Modern Drummer magazine, which was so influential in not only my drumming growth, but a lot of people's, because again, it was like getting a technique book in the mail or a exercise book or whatever. It had everything you could possibly album reviews for you to go check out. You'd read things about albums and then want to go check out that album. See exercises from a book, want to get that book. See ads for a book. See artists talking about, oh, I learned this from this book. Oh, and that's one of my favorite drummers. I'm going to have to check out that book or that album or that gear or those drum heads or those sticks or whatever. And it just exposed me to a lot more than I had previously been exposed to and opened up a lot more when it came to learning about gear. So it was so influential to me. Today, it deserves that praise. It is Modern Drummer Magazine. Drumming influence for the day.